transportation is one of the key elements to the future success of the Texas economy. And we want to help make sure that we have a tax system that is both equitable and fair, but sufficient to meet the transportation needs that are out there. Transportation need in Texas almost always exceeds the resources with which to pay for it. It comes down to making sure that the transportation dollars that we do have in Texas get invested in a way in projects that have the biggest return for the taxpayers of this state. Let me give you a couple of examples. One of them is to maintain a model that we developed here at TTI with the support of the state of Texas to help project future revenues from various transportation taxes that the people of the state of Texas pay. We have now coupled that with a benefit cost analysis tool that says if we increase this tax or that tax, it's going to yield so much money, and if you invest it here, the return on that investment is going to yield X amount of economic benefit to the people of the state of Texas over a certain number of years. The importance of what we do is that it allows policymakers in Texas to have this set of tools to make better informed decisions. But it goes beyond that in the sense that the people of the state of Texas have access to these same tools. Everything we do, all these analytical tools that we develop, are put on the web so that they are accessible by anyone in the state of Texas, frankly, anyone on the face of the planet that wants to look at these tools and do their own analysis. They're empowered to do that. Last summer and fall, the price of oil was a little over $100 a barrel. The people of the state of Texas had passed a constitutional amendment in the fall of 2014 that dedicates a portion of the oil and gas severance tax to transportation. And how much gets dedicated to transportation is based on the price of oil. So we asked the question, well, what if it's not $100 a barrel? What if it's something else? And so we began to develop a model that looks at the price of oil and how much that increase or decrease in the price of oil will affect how much money will go to transportation. But it will allow an analytical tool to be available to policymakers and others to make those kind of projections into the future. A couple of months ago, I asked a couple of members of the Infrastructure Investment Analysis Program to look at how Generation C was going to affect the kind of transportation system that they need, and how that's likely to change what we do as people who are involved in looking at transportation issues. Come to find out, they're going to probably use the system much differently than the way we use it, and consequently, transportation system may need to be a little bit different. And we're trying to just look over the horizon a little bit to see how folks in Generation C, those who are fully immersed in the connected world, how they're going to use that transportation system to conduct their daily lives and conduct commerce, and how that transportation system may need to be different than it is today so that we can plan for that and make the proper investments.